And the world got to see a Ozzy that was lovable, eccentric, and just this sweet father figure. The family of Ozzy Osbourne announcing his death in a statement saying that he passed surrounded by loved ones. In January of 2020, following 2 years of escalating health problems, Osbourne announced that he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And in 2023, he issued a statement saying that he was retiring from touring. Now, it was just 2 weeks ago the Black Sabbath frontman joined with his bandmates for his, quote, farewell show in his hometown of Birmingham, England. Now, Osbourne, if you know anything about him at all, he embodied the meaning of metal. His outlandish stage antics often landing him in the headlines for things like snorting a line of ants off a sidewalk, and most memorably, biting the head off a live bat that a fan had thrown on stage during a 1981 concert. Osbourne, though, had always claimed that he thought it was a rubber bat. He was 76 years old. Bianca, back upstairs to you.
All right, Linda, thank you for that. Meanwhile, we have this breaking news to tell you about right now. The woman who police say was behind the wheel of that sedan that struck and killed 2 people in Chinatown has been arraigned. 23-year-old Autumn Donna Asensio Romero was remanded at the request of prosecutors. She's charged with 2 counts of murder and manslaughter, among other charges. Officers found a bottle of tequila, 2 guns and ammunition inside of that car. The passenger in the car was arraigned yesterday on separate charges and is being held on $150,000 bail. And a wild chase on the east side ends in a gunpoint arrest. The entire drama caught on camera exclusively by Fox 5. Police say the 45-year-old driver was speeding through the streets of Manhattan when he hit a police vehicle and did not stop. That's when officers began that pursuit as he sped uptown on Park Avenue, then over to 59th and 5th, then down Lexington, hitting vehicles and another police car along the way. He was finally surrounded at East 50th in Lexington. Witnesses describing that chaotic scene.
He's being reckless, coming down the block, smashing into cars. Just scary, man. First thing in the morning, and you got people walking in the city, and you got construction workers outside trying to get material in the building, and this guy's just coming down drunk. It's crazy, man.
I'm very surprised because, you know, he was very dangerous, I'm telling you. He was very dangerous. This guy, he don't want to stop the guy. The guy's supposed to gonna go that way, but the police officer stopped. He go in the front of him. He didn't leave him to move.
No one was injured, but at least a dozen vehicles were damaged. All right, taking a live look outside right now on this Tuesday. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Audrey Puente for a look at the forecast. Hey, Audrey.
Hi, Bianca. It sure looks good outside, and it feels good, too. We have a big drop in our humidity, making for a very comfortable feel all across the tri-state area. Right now, temperatures are mostly in the 70s. We're at 77 in Islip. Same number being found in Bridgeport and in White Plains and Poughkeepsie. 78 currently in Central Park, and we're just under 80 degrees out at Newark Liberty Airport. These temperatures are a little bit cooler than they were at this time yesterday, but I don't think anyone's complaining, because it is pretty comfortable out there, and that's because of the dew points. We were soaring through the 60s and 70s over the weekend, but now we're seeing dew points that are much more refreshing. They're in the 40s and 50s, and that's a very comfortable air mass that's settled here in the tri-state area. So looking at the radar, we haven't had much in the way of rainfall. The exception, though, is down towards the Jersey Shore. Since early this morning, we've had a trough sitting just south of Long Island that's helping to ignite a couple of these showers we're finding around places like Long Beach Island, heading inland further closer to places like Atlantic City and further south. But everyone else is nice and dry and will stay that way for the rest of the afternoon. You can see here on the wider scope that it's really just the southern portions of the Jersey Shore that are being plagued with a couple of showers. Everyone else across the Northeast is under the influence of high pressure, and that's setting us up for this beautiful stretch of weather all across the region, from not only New England and the tri-state, but also into the Midwest and the Great Lakes. It's a big dome of heat that's sitting over towards the midsection of the nation, though, and that's all headed in our direction. So we're expecting our temperatures to rise into the 90s by the end of the week. Not today, though. We're going for highs mostly in the low 80s across the region. Beautiful sunny skies with a couple of clouds filtering in. Tonight will be mostly clear, and temperatures will be pretty comfortable. We'll have some 60s in the suburbs, but we do have a significant warm up by the end of the week. I'll have the details coming up. Bianca?
Sounds good, Audrey. Thanks so much. Meanwhile, the mayor and the NYPD reacting after federal officials slammed the city over its immigration enforcement following the shooting of an off-duty Customs and Border Protection officer. That off-duty officer was allegedly shot by an undocumented migrant in an attempted robbery Saturday night. Noam and Homan criticized the city council for blocking an executive order that would allow ICE back on Rikers. They also blasted Adams for failing to do more when it comes to immigration policies. Adams says he will carry out the law, but did not comment on how the city will respond if there is an uptick in ICE agents. The off-duty Customs and Border Protection officer remains in the hospital. Meanwhile, more breaking news, this time out of Long Island. That's where Nassau County officials are warning residents rabies has become a serious health concern in the area. In a statement Monday, the city's health department declared a, quote, imminent public threat due to a rise in rabies cases among wild and feral animals. The declaration allows the department to secure more resources in order to control that spread. But today, the Nassau County Health Commissioner warned there's no cause for alarm as officials have not yet received any reports of human transmission.
This declaration follows the confirmation of 25 lab-confirmed cases of rabid animals, including 3 feral cats, 22 raccoons, across multiple Nassau County neighborhoods since July of last year. Currently, we're awaiting test results for 4 more specimens that were submitted for rabies testing to Wadsworth Laboratory. Evidently, the confirmed and pending laboratory findings are cases that have been reported to us and that are currently known.
Nassau County residents are advised to avoid stray cats and dogs and keep their pets up to date on their vaccinations and indoors at night. And starting today, path riders on the Hoboken terminal will be offered free or discounted rides on NJ Transit and NY Waterway ferries. This is due to repairs on the Hoboken switch blamed on a July 12th derailment. NJ Transit Rail will cross honor path customers at Hoboken, Secaucus, and New York Penn Station. NJ Transit Hudson Bergen Light Rail will cross honor path customers at Exchange Place, Newport, and Hoboken stations. And NY Waterway will offer $3 discounted ferry tickets for path customers on select routes and at specific times. That altered service runs until 11:59 p.m. on Friday, July 25th. Meanwhile, for the first time ever, animal care centers of New York City suspending intake because of critical overcrowding. They have about 1,058 animals in their care and about 200 more with some of their foster network. Fox 5's Haley Fixler breaks down the crisis and how you can help.
There are rows and rows of kennels at the Manhattan ACC. Inside, there's an animal wearing a similar dejected-looking expression. More than 1,000 animals are now at the ACC, a first in their 30-year history.
It's too many, and we've run out of room.
ACC leaders put out this crisis alert, letting people know they are completely out of space. Staff is now suspending animal drop-offs, except in emergency circumstances or if they're taken in by government agencies. About 1/3 of owner surrenders are because of housing insecurity. So staff is really working to discourage anyone they can from giving up their pets.
We provide a lot of resources to pet owners that are struggling. We have a pet food pantry, we have medical expertise, we have behavior resources. So that's kind of also why we want people to call us first. We understand that people have emergencies and then, this is the last resort.
Their call for help reached Stephen McCasland.
It just kind of tugged on my heartstrings, and I was thinking about my dog that died, and I said, you know what, maybe this is a sign that I should go and see if I can find one to bring home.
He was bonding with Scooby-Doo when we met up with him at the shelter.
They said they found him tied to a fence.
While adoptions are the best way to help, the shelter staff depends heavily on people in its foster care network, like Lillian Rodich.
Because that's making a slot and a spot there for another animal that really needs to be in the shelter environment.
She runs this Instagram page featuring the cats she fosters to help raise awareness.
It's all about making space for them, and any little space is still better than the streets or a small kennel.
The ACC is overwhelmed.
The staff are doing a great job, the best they can in this situation, but it's really sad to see.
But by sounding the alarm, they're hoping to get these animals into homes soon. In Manhattan, Haley Fixler, Fox 5 News.
Meanwhile, there are virtual orientations available to become a foster with the ACC. There are also adoption events every weekend where you can find your furry new friend. We're going to have information on that on our website. To this now, hips don't lie in Central Park. Shakira will be one of the headliners for the 2025 Global Citizen Festival. The nonprofit announcing their lineup today. Other performers include The Weeknd, Tyla, Hugh Jackman. That show aims to raise money to protect the Amazon rainforest. Tickets are on sale starting at $79 for general admission. The concert is September 27th. All right, one last live look outside before we go. Let's bring meteorologist Audrey Puente for a look at the forecast. Hey, Audrey.
Hi, Bianca. High pressure is keeping things nice for us for the rest of the afternoon across the tri-state area and the Northeast. Even the Great Lakes mid-Atlantic is also experiencing this really nice and tranquil weather pattern. We have a lot of hot weather in the midsection of the nation. That's heading in our direction, and we're also watching for this front that will reach us by the end of the week, helping to ignite some showers and storms across our region. But not today. We're expecting high pressure to keep things dry for most of us. The exception is the Jersey Shore, as I mentioned earlier. We'll have a couple of clouds filtering our sky as we go into tonight, and tomorrow it'll be a mix of sun and clouds once again. We could squeeze out an isolated sprinkle across New Jersey again, but I don't think we'll see any major rains until the end of the week. So as we go through the next few days, get out and enjoy it because it's going to be rather pleasant. Also, with our low humidity, it's making for a very comfortable feel. That will change as we go into Thursday. We're going to build up the heat and humidity across the tri-state area ahead of that front that will help ignite showers and storms by the end of the week. In the meantime, beautiful night for baseball once again out at Citi Field as they take on the Angels. Temperatures will be in the 70s. It will feel very comfortable with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow we're going for a high of 88 degrees. We're going to beef up the heat and humidity starting on Thursday. That'll take us right into the weekend where we'll be quite uncomfortable. We're looking at heat index values in the upper 90s to about 100 degrees as we go into Friday. Saturday and Sunday there will be storm chances too in the afternoon as we have that hot and humid weather pattern in play. Bianca, over to you.
All right, Audrey, thanks so much. Well, that is your news block for now. Bianca Peters, thanks for joining us. Tune into the 5 o'clock news on Fox 5 and right here on Fox Local for all the day's news as it develops. We'll see you back here tomorrow.